So for today's video, what I'm going to be doing is an IMATS haul. I went to IMATS LA a few weeks ago and I got a whole load of stuff for myself. Normally what I'll do is when I go to IMATS, it's mainly things for giveaways. I don't tend to need much for my videos because I've already got things or there's something that I can already use. And I don't like buying makeup for the sake of it. There's nothing that annoys me more than having makeup in my kit, which is just sitting there taunting me, saying, use me, please. That really drives me mad. But this year I actually got a whole load of stuff for myself, which was really nice. So it's not as big as the IMATS giveaways that I normally do, not IMATS giveaways, IMATS hauls, because I think the last haul I did, it had a whole load of stuff that I was keeping for giveaways over the next year. I haven't done that this year. This year I just kind of got a few little bits and bobs myself. So it's not as big, but I think you're going to like what I'm going to show you. And the first little thing that I got is this transparent case. Because what I like to do is I have this theme. I love to have things in black or red, and it can be a bright red like this, or it can be a red like this, or it can be a burgundy like the colour of my nails. I just like different shades of red. I love them. And normally when I'm travelling, what I'll do is I'll have a black suitcase and then I have these little red luggage tags, and that's just kind of my theme. Like my Kindle case is red, and I didn't really have a case for all my brushes because I've got makeup that I keep for my videos, but then I've got my own little personal kit. I don't like mixing my own personal kit and my professional kit, just because with your own kit you tend to be a little bit messier, and obviously you can't do that if you're working with clients. You have to make sure that, especially with things like lip glosses, you don't want to share lip glosses. So I have ones which I use for myself, and then I have ones which I use for clients, and that obviously gets depotted onto a palette so that there isn't any kind of cross-contamination. But anyway, for myself, what I got this little red transparent case. And this is all kind of from my own personal makeup stash. What I do is I have a case over here, and that's where I keep all my makeup brushes, and I'll show you that in a second. But this is just a clear transparent case, and I like the clear cases because you can see exactly what's in it, you can see when it gets dirty, and it's bright red, so I love it. The next thing I got, and this one's also bright red, is this awesome case, and it looks a little bit like a handbag, and you can kind of use it like a handbag. It's just got these little straps that you can extend. It's also got a little slot at the front where you can put your name if you want, and then it has these two little compartments, and I like that it looks a little bit like it's kind of been scuffed a little, and I like that. I like when things look like they have a story to them. And there's two different compartments. There's the top compartment, and what this one does is it has this palette which you can remove. It's got a little Velcro thingamabobby, and then it has these little magnetic strips so that you can put your eyeshadows. I still need to depot some of my eyeshadows. The problem is that one of my favourite eyeshadow kits from Illamasqua, and I love Illamasqua for their packaging, so I can't quite bring myself yet to depot them, but when I do, they're all going to get depotted here so I can have all my eyeshadows in one place. So that's what you have on the top level, and then on the bottom level what you have, and I'm going to have to be careful not to spill this everywhere, is you have this little transparent case, so I keep things like my mascara. This is mascara, by the way. What it is it's a cake mascara, so what you do is you add water to it, and then you get a mascara wand, and then you apply that to your lashes, and it's from this brand called Besame, and they do these beautiful retro makeup. I'm a little bit obsessed with them, as you can see. I've also got two of their lipsticks. I've got a Kaylin matte, what's it called, it's a matte lip gloss. Then a lip balm, e.l.f. eye primer. I've also got one of the MUA black eyeliners. This one's from Paris Berlin, and it's just a beige eyeliner. And then I have two lip liners. I've got one from Essence, which is more of a natural lip colour, and then I've got one from Milani. These are things which I didn't get at IMATS, but they're for like my own personal makeup kit. And then at the back I've got one of my favourite pair of tweezers at the back. And then here I've got my makeup brushes. There's this little, I can't remember the name of it, there's a Japanese word for this and I can't remember it, and I don't want to say it in case I get the wrong word, but a few years ago I won a giveaway that Mischievous was doing, and she gave me these Hakuhodo makeup brushes. So these are my babies. These are the brushes that I use just for myself. If anyone borrows these, I go absolutely ballistic because they're mine and they're Hakuhodo. So yeah, those are my little brushes. And then there's also this one, which is amazing. I did a review of this one on my blog, and it looks weird. It looks really weird, but it's so good for just smoothing out foundation on your skin and getting it to look really natural. And I think you've probably seen people talking about a very similar brand. I think they're called Artiste or something like that. And this is the dupe version. It's something like 99p or £3. It's really cheap and it's really good and I really like it. I've got this one for myself, and then I've got 3 in my normal kit. But yeah, this is my little makeup kit, and I love it because it's bright red and adorable, and also comes in a handy little case and it looks awesome. So yeah, this case, I love it. While I was at IMATS, I saw a new brand, and that's one of the things I really like about IMATS is each year you find new brands and you're like, oh, what's this? And you have to check them out. And this is a brand called Lashes in a Box. And you get something like 20 eyelashes, so there's 20 eyelashes in each box, and they've all got different shapes. What I really like about this one is that they're a lot denser, closer to the middle of the lashes. Then this one, which is longer and wispy, so I'm probably going to be using these quite a lot. And then these, which are just kind of thick standard lashes, and they just come in little cases like this. So these are mainly for my videos. This is also one that I got for my kit. I haven't even taken the packaging off. And this is from a brand, I think it's called Jeunesse. No, Jourdain. And I've got one of these palettes, but it's all for lighter skin tones, and then I've got another one for medium skin tones, and then I got this one for dark skin tones, because these palettes are always the ones that I will always carry with me. Doesn't matter what kind of job, doesn't matter if someone's already told me all the different skin tones for the models. Sometimes you just get a curveball thrown at you, or someone's gone on holiday and they're suddenly like 6 shades darker than they were a few weeks ago when you did the makeup test on them. You never know, and it's really embarrassing when you get there and oops, you don't have the right shade for them. So I wanted to extend the range that I had in my kit, so I got this one, and they're fantastic because these ones, I'm pretty sure they're silicone based, or at least the other one that I have is silicone based, and it just looks very natural on the skin and it feels lighter. I mean, cream makeup is nice, but sometimes it can feel a little bit kind of heavy, and I just really love the finish of these ones, so I got this one for my kit. When I said that this was an IMATS haul, it's kind of an IMATS haul. I really should have just said LA haul, because I also had a Whole Foods that wasn't that far from me, so I did kind of spend a little bit of time in there and have a look at things, just because it's very easy to find cruelty-free products. It's very easy to find a lot more organic products, and if you followed my blog and you followed my reviews, you know that I prefer to use things which don't have an absolute ton of chemicals in them. And also at some point this year I'm going to be doing this massive walk along Portugal called El Camino de Santiago, and it's like I think it's a 3-week walk all up the coast of Portugal. We're not doing the full walk, but we're doing it only halfway up Portugal, and we're walking up the rest of the way, which is going to be great. It's just going to be 3 weeks with no internet, just walking, tons of exercise, but also a lot of sun. So I've been trying to find a sunscreen that is a little bit more natural than some of the sunscreens you find in most shops, and I found this one, which is from a brand called Andalou. And what this one does is it's, let me see, Ultra Sure Daily Defense. It's only got SPF 18, so it's not a massive amount, but I'm the kind of person who wears hats a lot. So yeah, I'm hoping to find something a little bit stronger than that, but I'm hoping also to use the good old-fashioned cover yourself up to protect yourself from the sun, because otherwise I'm going to get burnt to death. Anyway, so yeah. This one, it lasts 12 months, it's cruelty-free. That's something that I really liked, is that I could just see the cruelty-free logos. I didn't have to go online, because sometimes it's so easy. You do some checks and it says, oh yes, it's cruelty-free, but then you find out that it was cruelty-free 8 months ago and now the company's changed their policy. At least when it's stamped on the back, you can be pretty much sure. And this thing smells, oh my gosh, it smells of tangerines and satsumas and oranges. It's just really citrusy. And what I also really like is that it's a really, really lightweight formula. I don't like heavy creams, they really annoy me. If I want something heavy, I'll wear a face mask, but it's just, oh, it's so smooth. I love it. And also what I really liked is I tried it out a little bit in LA, and it's actually really nice, because my skin freaked out while I was in LA. It got so dry and itchy and irritated, and I feel so sorry for everyone who said hello to me at IMATS, because my skin looked like death. It did not look good. And just even when I got back home, it took me a week to get it back to normal, so it wasn't good. But this was really good as a base underneath my BB cream, and even though the BB cream is quite moisturising, my skin was so dry, it was flaking and it was disgusting, but this was really good. So far I already love it, but I'm going to try and test it out a little bit longer, and then I'll have a review on my blog at some point soon. But from the same brand, I also tried out another one, and this one's called a Toning Refresher. normally with things like this, with these kind of spray, toners, mists, whatever, all the different names they have for them, is that a lot of them tend to have rose in them, and I'm really not good with rose. It's just, I've got an allergy to it, and just the smell irritates me, but if I get it on my skin will get really blotchy and irritated. And this one didn't have rose, so I was really happy, and it smelled amazing. This one doesn't smell of orange like the other one. I'm trying to place what the smell is. Let me see. It's got aloe vera juice in it, it's got vitamin C, hibiscus, what else is it, white tea extract. Anyway, I didn't test this out too much while I was in LA, just because I wanted to get home and try it out, but the little that I did try it out was amazing. It just felt like my skin was itchy and red and irritated, and it just felt like something cold had just gone, it's okay, it's alright, your face will be okay. But again, I'm going to try this out for a few more weeks, and then I should have a review on my blog, but so far I really love it, so yeah. Another little thing that I got, and this is a bit boring, but it's something that's quite essential if you do videos, or especially if you're doing makeup on other people. One thing you never ever want to do is if you're putting makeup on someone else using the brush straight from the mascara tube, just because if you use that, then that's on the brush, and then it's going back in the bottle, and then it's coming out of the bottle and on someone else's face and someone else's, and it's a little bit unhygienic. So what you want to do is you want to get these little disposable mascara ones, and if you want you can also wash them and reuse them again and again. And that's what I do. If I'm going to be putting makeup on someone else, especially mascara, I'll use one of the disposable ones, and you can also get some which you can wash again, but you can also wash these if you just want to save things and not waste as much. But I got a few of these disposable mascara ones. I also got an awful lot of lashes. I mean, but that's something that I do every single time I go to IMATS. I get so many false lashes, it's disgusting. And you know those generic lashes that I think they sell them at most IMATS. I think that there's only 2 IMATS I haven't been to now. I've been to IMATS New York, I've been to IMATS LA, I haven't been to the IMATS in Sydney or Toronto, but I'm pretty sure in all of them you can find stalls which sell these kind of generic false eyelashes. So I got a whole load of those. I got some of these which look a little bit more natural. I got my favourite kind of wispy, fluttery lashes, which I've worn to death. I think I've worn this in the sloth video, in the lust video, in the succubus look. These are some of my favourite lashes. I got a whole ton of those. I got some demi lashes, a few more of the wispy lashes that I like. And these are quite funny because they're a lot shorter than the lashes I normally wear, but they're also a lot denser. So it's going to be interesting to see how these are going to work. And every year I like to just try out some lashes that I don't normally try, because sometimes you think, I don't think that would work on me, but then some days you get bored and you think, oh, I want to be a little bit more creative, maybe I want to try something a little different, and you think, why don't I use those lashes I haven't used, and you end up with these looks that you would never have thought of. I also got these, which are very interesting. They're mainly focused on the outer corners, and what I might try and do is maybe make some false lashes that have little leaves or little branches on the outside, because I really want to do a seasons theme at some point. So I want to do spring, summer, autumn, winter, and I might try and make these little custom lashes for each of them. So yeah, that was just a little idea I had. And then I got some other demi lashes, and I think in total I got about 50 pairs of lashes, but you go through a lot of false lashes in 1 year, so they're all going to get used. For my own kit, I also got this. It's one of the creams that I run out, and it's one of the creams that I normally always have in my not in my skincare kit, but in the skincare kit that I keep for my makeup kit if I'm working on someone else, because you always end up with someone who's got that skin which has not been behaving the last week. It's skin. Sometimes it's going to be temperamental. I mean, especially with models, normally most models will take care of their skin, but you can't plan for everything. Maybe their skin got messed up on the flight, maybe it's just their time of the month, maybe they ate something that didn't agree with them, and your skin tends to be the first thing that says, not happy inside. And what I really like about this one is if someone's skin is really irritated and mainly dry, it sorts it out so fast. And I'd run out of my old one, so I had to stop up and get another one for my kit. This one was also a trip to Whole Foods. My sister actually got given some of this for Christmas, and in the UK I think a pot half this size costs around £25. I went into Whole Foods and I saw this pot, which is double the size of the one my sister has, for $6. I had to get it. And I really like making my own face masks and stuff like that, so I'm going to be mixing this with so much stuff. I think I'm going to mix it with maybe a little bit of rice powder, definitely some coconut, some oats as well. I really love oats. Or maybe even it would be really nice to mix this with some avocado, because I hate avocado for eating. I think it's one of those textures that just makes me, ugh, no, I can't do it. But this maybe with some avocado, and I did use it a little bit while I was out there, and it did help my skin. But it's a really good face mask, and I really wanted to get it for my own personal stash for days when I just wanted to mix and make a few little concoctions of my own. So I got this one from Whole Foods. This is another thing that I got for myself as well, and this isn't from a brand that I've tried before. I asked them about being cruelty-free and not tested on animals, no third-party testing, and according to them they weren't, so let's hope they didn't lie to me. And this is a brand called Rituals Filet, and this colour is beautiful. It's very similar, it's like a lighter version of the colour of my nails. It's also the underlying colour that I've got on my lips. I also went over it with a lip liner, so it's not identical. It's like a lighter version of my nails, which is one of my favourite colours. And I love it. I really like it. And this one's gone in my own personal makeup kit, so no one else gets to use it. It's mine. Another thing that I got for my kit is some false lash tweezers. Normally what I'll do is I use my fingers to put the lashes, but obviously your fingers, or at least my fingers, they're quite big. I've got very short little stubby fingers. And some people really can't handle having things close to their eyes. Most models are fine with it, they're used to it, but if you're working with someone who isn't used to it, they don't like seeing this hand kind of coming towards their face, so something like this does help. Normally what I do is when I'm putting lashes on somebody, I'll get them to just look down and then I'll apply it with my hands, but some people really freak out about having things close to their eyes, so what you want to try and do is use something which is as small and unobvious as possible. And sometimes I'll use tweezers, but something that worries me about tweezers, and obviously you can still use tweezers, for some people it's what they prefer to do, but I've always got this worry because my hands shake a little bit. I've always got this worry that I might accidentally kind of poke them in the eye or something like that, or the model's going to freak out. And I don't know, I just wanted to try it and see what it was like to use this one. I've used it a little bit, and to be fair, I'm not massively impressed. Unlike tweezers, the ends aren't sharp. It's got rounded little edges. The problem is that the grip on this thing is terrible. It's just too slippy, and obviously you need a little bit of control. I might just take a little bit of a sanding to it just to get a little bit more grip along the edges here, because it's not grippy enough. I'm happy that the ends are blunted, because obviously that means you're less likely to poke someone, and if you do poke them, then you're not as likely to hurt them. But my problem is that it's not easy to grip the lashes. If they'd just had these little ridges along the edges here, it would have made it a lot easier. But I've used this, maybe 2-3 times now, and my first impressions aren't that good. I don't think it was worth the money that I paid for it so far, but I'm going to try it out for a few more months and then see if I change my mind. It could just be me getting used to the tool, and maybe there's a better way to use it. But so far, a bit of a kind of meh review, but we'll see in a few weeks. And then the very last little thing that I got is from a brand I've wanted to try out for ages, and it's a brand called Cazette. And they make these beautiful synthetic little brushes, and they had a whole range of all these beautiful little blending brushes in different sizes. So I'm going to show them to you. There's this one, which is the tiniest little one that I got, and I love these for just doing that really subtle blending on the outer corner of the eye. And when you want to do something really detailed and small, I love small makeup brushes for doing tiny little details, and normally you have to go for nail art brushes, but at least with the nail art brushes that I've found, there are very few which are very well made. Most of them are those flimsy little white nail art brushes, and they tend to get wrecked very quickly. So when I can find a makeup brush which is well made and not going to collapse within 3 weeks, I'm very happy about it. So I got this one, which is the tiny little blending one. I got this one, which is a huge blending brush, and it's also going to be beautiful for applying highlighter. If you want to apply highlighter just kind of on the outer corner, underneath the brows maybe, along the bridge of the nose, it's just perfect for that beautiful little subtle highlighting. And then I got another one which is a little bit of a middle version of the other two, though it's a little wider. This one's going to be so nice for concealer. I like using fluffy brushes for concealer. You can apply it so lightly and you don't need to be heavy-handed with it, and the finish is beautiful. And whoops! Brush down. And then the last one I got from Cazette is this one, which is a bit of a dense C-shaped brush. And what these kind of shapes are really lovely is for blending just underneath the eyes, under here, if you're trying to really work that into the lashes, and also for feathering out eyeliner as well. And I know it sounds a little strange, But these shapes are also really nice for lipstick, not on yourself but on other people. One of the tricks I found out recently is the problem with applying lipstick on other people is that they tend to move. Especially if they haven't had makeup applied on them before. That's always a nightmare because they move and they don't seem to understand that if you move your face, I'm going to be applying lipstick in the wrong place. So one little trick that I found out is when you're applying lipstick on other people is to get something which is a little flatter like this. Don't use one of those lip art brushes, and just start on the edge and then drag down, and then start on the edge and then drag down, and you end up with a lot less of a wiggly line around the lip line. I really like makeup brushes which are also made like this, when they have this traditional shape, a bit more like art brushes, because they sit much more nicely in your hands as well. So I'm very happy with these. I need to test them out a little bit more, and again I'm going to try and do a few more reviews for these on my blog within the next few weeks, but so far I'm very happy with them. So yeah, that was all the different stuff that I got while I was in LA. So there was some stuff from Whole Foods, there was some stuff from, and there was a lot of stuff from IMATS. But yeah, I hope you liked it. I'm going to be trying to do a review on a lot of these on my blog. I finally managed to get back onto photographing blog posts a lot more regularly, so my aim this year is to just try and get back onto track with my second channel and my blog, because it's been missing out in the last few months. Within the last 8 months I haven't been as good as I should have been on my blog and my second channel, so new year, hopefully I'm going to start upping the amount of stuff that I upload on that. But anyway, I hope you like this video, and I'll have a new video for you soon.